Today I am going to discuss on a very simple which is based on designing analog or digital sort of electronic circuits. So I'm talking about the multisim. It is basically a very simple sort of software. Does not require any sort of huge sort of programming or anything like that. It is a simple sort of software. We can simply click on those different type of components available over here. There are a lot of components, almost all kinds of electronic devices or measuring devices, or we can say that the devices which are used to generate signals or to measure those signals are like oscilloscope and like multimeter, and for measuring multimeter used for measuring different kinds of voltage or currents in the circuit. In the circuits, you can see that here is a multimeter, function generator, wattmeter, and oscilloscope is also here. There is the 4-channel oscilloscope is also available on that. Both lot of different kinds of those devices are available here in this software, and almost all kinds of devices are available on that. And here we can see that different kinds of resistor, diodes, transistors, and analog sort of devices, transistor logic, CMOS, and different kinds of components, devices are available on that software. So we can simply place those components by clicking on that place and the components we would want to find out. And here we can see that different kinds of source of signal, source of powers are available on that, and we will click on that sources and we can select that AC power, voltage, AM voltage, current, different kinds of sort of powers are available on that. So we can simply click on that. We can change it over here. There are different kinds of signal voltage sources, signal current source. There are all sort of available on that. We will simply select that AC power source which we are required in that. So we will place it over here simply by clicking on that, and after that we can change the value of voltage or the frequency in that. We will click on that, and here 120 volts, so we will convert it into 220 volt, which we are getting in our home power lines at 220 sort of voltage and 50 hertz sort of its frequency. So we will select it on fixed it on that value, and here we are getting 220 volt. We can check it with the help of multimeter as well. Either it is giving 220 volts, so we can check it on that. We can simply wire it up by clicking on that positive terminal and releasing it on that positive terminal of that our power source, and by clicking on the negative terminal of the multimeter and leaving it on that negative terminal of the power source which we placed. We will click on that run button and check whether it is working. We have not grounded that circuit. We have to ground that as well. We will simply click on that place ground, and here are the sources. In source column, the ground is also available. So we will click on that and place it over here easily. So we will wire it up with that components. We will connect it with that ground and simply run that. Either it is working properly or not. We will double click on that multimeter. We can see that it is on DC mode. So we will convert it on AC mode. Here we can get it is displaying 220 volt on multimeter. So it is working properly and all connections are good. So now after that, as we know, we have to reduce that 220 volt to our desired sort of voltage which we want to get. Like if we want to get 10 12 volt, 20 volt, 30 volt, so we will connect accordingly a sort of step down transformer, and we will go to place option, those components. Here we will go to basics. In that we will have available the transformers are available. This is the uh, sort of simple transformer available. There are other kind of transformer like center tab, where we want to get two different values of voltages. In this we can get three different values of voltage or four different values of voltage. uh, we are know different kinds of complex sort of circuits where we uh, need to operate different different type. We will need different types of voltages and current. So we will accordingly wind our transformer terms and that center tab accordingly. Here we don't need such a big, so we will click on that single sort of simple transformer and place it over here in front of it. We will now wire it up with the power source. Simply clicking on that and connecting with the positive terminal, and other terminal of transformer with the negative terminal of our power source. So after that, here we can see that we will get almost 20 volts. There is 10 ratio 1 on that transformer, which means that there are 10 turns on the primary winding and 1 turn on the secondary winding of it. So it will step down to 22 volt. We can check it with the multimeter as well, whether it is giving 22 volts. So we can connect it to the positive terminal of the multimeter to the positive, and negative to that negative part of it, and we will connect the ground as well. So we will simply run and check whether it is working properly or not. Here we can see that it is on DC mode. We have to convert it to AC because we are here dealing with AC. We have not converted it yet to DC form. So here we can see that 22 volt it is giving. So we can convert those. We can increase or decrease that 22 volt accordingly. If we want to increase that number of turns, like if we increase that turn ratio to 2, so now we will get 44 volt almost. We will simply run it again. Here we can see that it is giving to 44 volt, which means that it is working properly and good. So after that we will connect a bridge rectifier to convert that AC into DC form. So we can see that here diodes are also available over here, so we can click on that. So here are the IN4011. Different kinds of diodes are also available. We can simply click on that. There are Schottky diode, LEDs, switching diode, Zener diode. So we can select any sort of diode we want to use in our circuit from that list. So after that another diode. We need 4 diodes for our bridge rectifier. So we will connect it. After that we can rotate those diodes by simply clicking on that and pressing Ctrl R. So we can rotate those components, and simply by selecting on that and clicking on the arrow button we can move it around, or simply by moving the cursor we can also move that easily. And not sort of big deal of you know very simple to use and simple to design any sort of circuit. So we will place accordingly our diodes and connect them with the wires. We can simply click on that point and connect it with the other point where we want, desired point where we want to connect them, and we can also make our connections accordingly. Now we will connect our transformer to that point where we need to connect it. Here we have connected accordingly the positive terminal to the positive point and the negative to the negative point of it, and we will need to ground that as well, ground that point of the bridge rectifier by connecting it directly with the ground. We can make those connections easily. They're very simple to use, and after that we can check whether we are getting the desired voltage on the output. We can connect the multimeter over here. Here is it. We can run that and check. Here we can see that 15 volt is 15.7 volt is what we are getting over here. It is actually in AC mode. We have to convert it on DC. We are getting DC. So we are getting 37 volt. In before that bridge rectifier, we were getting almost 44 volt. So there is some voltage drop across those 4 diodes. So we are getting a 37 volt on the DC, which is good, and we can get such sort of voltage as well if we run it on that breadboard as well. Now we will connect a capacitor to reduce ripples in our uh, output, in the DC output. You know, after that bridge rectifier, there are some ripples in that signal. So we want to reduce them with the help of the capacitors. You know, the capacitors are having the property to regulate the voltage. To stabilize the voltage, we will go to the basic option, and here we can see that different kind of capacitors are available. We can select on that and and cite the desired value 1000 microfarad. We will select and place it over here. So we will rotate it accordingly. Control R, and we will connect it with the point where we want to join that. So you can see that it is very simple to use that simulation, designing that software, that is a circuit in that software. So here is also an oscilloscope as well, so we can check our signal and what sort of output we are getting over here after connecting that capacitor and bridge rectifier, whether we are getting that AC or DC. So here we will have to reduce that values of we were getting 37 volt, and in this oscilloscope each block is representing a 5 volt. Along y-axis each block is representing a 5 volt. Yani, we can see that each division consists of 5 volt. We can increase that by simply clicking on that arrow, and now here we can see that we are getting that 50. Here we can see that as it was 37 sort of 52 volt is we are getting on that point. Actually that capacitor has increased that voltage from 37 to 52 volt because of the the capacitor is having the ability to sort of charging and discharging. It increases that voltage when it is connected in parallel. So here we can see that each block is representing 20 volts. So our 52 volt to 20 plus 20 plus that 12 volt on that third column. We can increase the number of voltage by 50 volt. Now we are getting that on exact one block is representing 50 volt, and we are getting 52 volt on that. And here on the time on the x-axis we can change the division 10 millisecond per division. Each block is 10 milliseconds. So we can increase that or decrease that. You can see that on now it is 2 millisecond per division. So now it's 5 millisecond, 10 millisecond. So we can adjust those readings if we are not unable to see our signal it means that either it is out of the range of that oscilloscope, so we have to adjust the range of it as well. So we will close that, and as we can see that there is a different sort of devices like oscilloscope, multimeter available in that, and easy to use as well. So after that we will place some sort of IC. There are different kinds of ICs available. If we want to get we want to make a 12-volt power supply, so we will select on that point and simply search on that point. We can cite that LM 7812 IC is basically used for as a regulated power almost 12-volt output it gives. So we can select it on our here all group. Here is a 7805, 7809. If we want to get 5-volt output, we will select that 7805, and we want to get 8-volt or 6-volt. Accordingly, we will get we have to select that 9. If we want to get 9-volt, so we will use that 7809 IC. If we want to get 12-volt, so we will use that 7812. So here we will use 7812. We can go up to 7824 if we want to get 24-volt. So here we can select 7812 and place it over here. You can see that that side, it is the input of that IC line voltage, and that is a regulated voltage is the output. As we know that it is showing that it has regulated the voltage to 12-volt. So we are getting that regulated voltage of 12-volt over here. So here we will get 12-volt. We can simply check it with the multimeter, how many volt we are getting it on that point. So we will connect the positive terminal, the positive, and negative to the ground, and we will simply run that, and we can see that it is showing that 12-volt it is giving on the output. At that point, how much voltage we were getting that on the input we're giving. On that input, we can see that we were getting 52-volt, and on the output it has regulated that voltage to 12-volt. So there are different kinds of components are also available. Now we will connect we can connect that simple sort of capacitors as well to that. The different kind of capacitors, resistor, inductor are also available on that software. Each we can simply place it over here. We can change the value of that as well. We will use 100 microfarad. To simply sort of regulate our output, we connect it with the positive terminal and negative to the ground, and here we will see that the output with the help of multimeter, here 12-volt it is giving. There is also sometimes the error sort of comes in our system, so we have to run that as well. So we can resolve that error simply. Now we will connect a oscilloscope to check how many voltages we are getting on the output, what sort of waveform is we getting on the output of that power supply, or the 12-volt power supply which we have built up. Here we can see that 5 volt per dBm, so 12 volt it is giving on the output. So we can simply increase the range of it. 10 volt, you can see that it is giving 12 volt on the oscilloscope, and a very smooth sort of signal as well. So this is all what we want to build it on that multisim. We can build different kind of power supplies as well. Like if we want to get 24 volt from that, we will replace that 7812 IC with 7824, and likewise. So different kinds of power supplies can be designed out on that software, and it is very simple and easy way to design that, and not a sort of big game, and you can design it very easily, and not a big sort of programming or anything like that. There are different kinds of components and different kinds of ICs, CMOS, and different kinds of components. You know each and every sort of component available on that software, and you can get it easily and simply place it on that window. So that's all.